Yo, what's going on? Back at it, another video. So I was driving today on my way to work, and I was just thinking, man, like, yo, shit's getting crazy out here with the prices, and it's almost like it's happening in real time, you know. So I said to myself, like, yo, I gotta get my money up. You gotta get your money up, like real talk. So whatever way possible that falls under the legal category, get your money up, bro. No lie, man. Like right now we're May, and in a few weeks it's gonna be June. Just like that, the year is gonna be ending. June, everybody's done with school, so pretty much like summer break is here. You know, you start thinking about your summer plans, summer vacation, X, Y, and Z. Next thing you know, June turns into July, August, September. Boom, fall is almost around the corner, and just like that, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I don't like to rush life. I like to take my time with life, but if you think about it, is it yo, time is ticking, my boy. Like in 2026, time feels pretty rushed. Like I can just remember how it was 2020, just like a few days ago you know so no word of a lie, man. You gotta get your money up. You gotta find ways of saving money. You gotta find ways of being frugal with the coins you collect, with your assets. You gotta know how to manage them properly. You gotta know how to manage your debt correctly. This is no financial advice. This is just you know talk to talk, heart to heart conversation. you know and I'm just saying, because things are gonna, how they say, things get worse before they get better. So like, you know 2030 is almost here. So like, how about we start planning like this? Let's start planning for 2030, 2032. At the end of the day, the Most High has a plan for all of us. He knows, and he will give you the best for your life, and he knows what's best for your future. But at the same time, like, while we're still in this world, you still have to be a good steward with your funds, with your investments, with your money, so that as you get older, whatever you pass down, it can grow from generation to generation to 20 generations, God willing. So with that being said, man, something that works out for me, that I find it pretty cool, that falls on those categories of saving money topics, is if I get paid, let's say for example, like $975, the $75, I take it out cash. So I say to myself, like, yo, I got 900 bucks. I'm gonna do what I gotta do with these 900 bucks. So that's a pretty good way that I find myself in terms of saving money. Another way of, like, making extra money that I always see online is getting yourself a vending machine. you know Now, where I live, the gan or where I live, the land of gatekeepers and non-believers, is pretty hard. Okay, where I'm at, like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, or if you are an entrepreneur, it's literally a uphill battle. It's not like other places in the world that, you're an entrepreneur and people are rooting for you or people are happy for you. Man, where I live, like, you start a business, boom, and it starts to take off, and people pretty much like doubt you might have some support, you might have some following, but it's not as strong as possible. It's not as strong as you think that it should be, because our community, our village, should be rooting for that one person that goes out there and branches out, so then he or she can come back and, like, put other people on game. Where I'm at, from what I've seen, I really don't see that, and it's kind of weird, because, like, people don't like to see new franchises coming up. Okay, people don't like when, like, corporate businesses put their business, their infrastructure in a certain area. People don't like that. Okay, but hear me out. But if you don't like that, why don't you support the small business? Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't know, man. Things that make you go, hmm. So yeah, man. So if you can get a vending machine, You can park it somewhere. That would be amazing if you can tell the location that you're putting this vending machine. Like, hey, listen, I can cut some profits with you, or some of the profits will go to a certain charity. That would be amazing. I tried doing that in the past, man, and I got ghosted like 5 times. I went to a few locations. I went to a few stores, and it was kind of like one of those stores that, like thrift stores kind of thing. Because I said to myself, like, I'm not gonna park it in, like, an established business, because, like, I'm gonna have to be chasing somebody to be able to put it here. So I said to myself, I might as well go to like a local thrift store that 9 times out of 10, like, the manager is right there, the person who's always running the store is always at the back, right? So I went and did that, right? And, like, the girl was like, hey, cool, I'll pass on your information to the manager. Following week, I went back. The manager was there. He looked at it. He was like, okay, I'll think about it. Following week, I went back again with a follow-up. The manager wasn't there. Following week, I went back again, talked to the manager once again. He didn't remember me. I gave him another business card. Following week, I'm back again. I show him pictures and stuff like that. Ran him the play, and he said he'll get back to me. And this guy ghosted me. So I take it like it wasn't for me, and that's okay. Perhaps it's for you. So I'm just sharing my experience. Another thing that can make you a good couple change, as I have mentioned in other videos, has been doing Instacart or Uber Eats. That was something that I did that worked for me. I'm the type of person that if something works, I run with it, like foot on the gas. Like, I waste no time, because, like, sometimes in life it feels like you encounter more failures than wins. I don't know. That's my experience. So when I come across something that works, man, I take full advantage of that. Like, how they say, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life gives me lemons, I make lemon pie. I put that lemon on the steak. I take trims of that lemon and I make lemon chicken. I make lemon pepper chicken wings, lemon pepper shrimp. I squeeze the life out of that lemon. I take the seeds and I plant them, cause listen, sometimes that's how life goes. You encounter more failures than wins, but when the wins come, they come big, so you got to take advantage of them. So yeah, man, Instacart, Uber Eats has worked out great. Another thing that has worked out great for me has been doing commercial cleaning. Now, right now, because, like, everybody's on survival mode, it is a little bit of a hassle to get your foot in the door. So you gotta prep your resume pretty good, okay? You gotta prep it so good that, like, when the person's looking at it, they're like, damn, this guy is a good cleaner. Okay, but commercial cleaning has worked out amazing for me. It's something that you can do early in the mornings before your 9 to 5 job, and also you can do it late at night, afternoons, evenings, or overnights. I don't recommend doing it overnight, but if the position comes, just take it and run with it. Okay. The thing with overnights is that, like, I know there's people out there that work overnights, but like, overnights is not a sustainable thing. Like, it ruins your body, your hormones. If you're going to the gym, your muscle gains. Like, is I don't know. For the people that love overnights, shouts out to you. Okay, but these are just ways to get your money up. Another thing that has worked out for me is going to those stores that they have like a bunch of bins, and every single day of the week, there's a different price. So for example, Mondays will be everything's $1, Tuesday everything's $5, and X, Y, and Z. So that worked out for me. One time I went when this place was about to open, and I locked out pretty good. I bought a bunch of like grooming equipment for men, and man, I flipped that ish, and, like, I resold a couple of the equipments for excuse me. I resold a couple of the equipments for like 20, 30, $50, and that was pretty good. Made that money. And yeah, so that's another way that you can make extra money. Another way you can make extra money, if you go to like the front of the grocery stores, and you just put like a cool little poster right there. That still works, man. Not everything's digital. Just put something up, dress it up, put that you do deliveries for seniors, as I mentioned before. put that you can do like mow the lawn or whatever it is, man. 5, 10, 20 bucks you can make per person, or that you can earn like throughout the week, like 50 bucks or whatever. It goes a long way, man. Then you can do your research, you can put it into like some penny stocks, some growing stocks, and you can flip that money just like that. And I know there's gonna be people that say that don't put your money in pennies, blah blah. Yo, if you do your research on anything, it's gonna work out, you know. If you do your research on anything, I'm telling you, anything in this world, if you take your time with it, it's gonna work out to your advantage. Okay. I hope this video helps. Get your money up, get your funds up. There's gonna be a lot of distractions, man. A lot of partyings. There's gonna be a lot of nonsense, a lot of shenanigan. Don't get distracted. Don't get sidetracked. Also, have some downtime. Okay, I'm not saying for you to just be like focusing on like getting your money up 24/7, 365, which there's nothing wrong with that. But also reset. As it says in scripture. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Sabbath was not made for man. Man was made for the Sabbath. I hope I'm saying it right. So, in other words, you got to have your downtime, your rest, your time with the Most High, with your family. You know what I mean? Plan out your week, plan out your months. That way, when you jump back into the grizzle, you're gonna have a clear mind, because like at the same time, if you're working all the time, if you're just like into it in the motion, you're still in the rat race. So like making this extra cash is just it's just to help us like propel onto the next level. All right. So I hope this video helps. I apologize for the coughing interruptions. But I get excited in these kind of topics and these kind of videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace. The partying.